Hi, welcome back to Toadstool Tarot. I got two decks the other day, both Lenormand decks, and I reviewed one. They're both from Tarot by Seven. This one is the 2017 Samhain Lenormand, and you can check the other video for a walkthrough of that. I just wanted to show them side by side because I, I think these are playing card size. But I thought these were playing card size, and they seemed a little bit wider. The same height, but wider. They both come in little plastic boxes. I just thought that was kind of curious. I'm not sure what the difference is. I know there's playing card, poker cards, bridge cards, trump cards. I'm not really clear on what the different sizes are. But this one I'm going to show you today is a little bit of a wider card. This is called the Vintage German Kaleidoscope Edition by 7 Stars from Tarot by 7. I love these little plastic boxes. They have a kind of a wavy ridge on them, which I'm not sure what that's all about. It's just a design thing or it has a particular function. I think they're smooth on the inside. I'm not sure why they're wavy on the outside. Just maybe it just makes it easier to grab hold of or something. I don't know. In any regard, it's just nice to have a little storage box that you can see the cards through. I don't know how sturdy the plastic boxes are. The lids don't stay on real tight, but you know, it's still better than having a stack of cards just floating around freely. I'd have to get a little bag or a tin or something to keep them in. Anyway, this deck, just like the other one, comes with a little plastic sleeve, which I love. I wish all decks would do this, actually, and be even better if it was a paper sleeve than a plastic one. I'm not thrilled about all the plastic that we discard into the environment and all the shrink wrap that comes on all the decks we buy in our community. So deck creators, take note. Put a paper band around those cards. These are the back designs of this deck. It's linen feel, very thin cards. They feel like, you know, playing card quality. If you don't like thin cards, then you might not like these. I don't know. If you're used to playing cards, then you're probably okay with these. I believe that Lenormand is typically a 36 card deck, which is a nice number of cards to hold, handle, and shuffle. This is a very weird and kind of befuddling deck. It's beautiful, but it's going to present some challenges to readers. The cards are kaleidoscopic, which I like. I love the coloring, I love the look of them, but the images, you have to really study them and meditate over them to discern what the images are. You'll see what I mean in a second. I showed you the backs. Now, you might find that you can't read with this deck, that you just like it as a collection of mandalas because they are kaleidoscopic reproductions of the images. And some of them are a little easier to see than others. I don't think you're going to be able to pick any of them up in this video because they're very small and detailed. They don't have any labels on them. I'm not sure if you can get them with that option or not. Usually there are a bunch of options that you can order at Tarot by 7. And most of them have visible numbers somewhere on them. This particular one, I don't see the number. If I study it real close, I see in the pattern a little horse, and this would be the number 1, the rider card in the Lenormand deck. This is number 2, which is clover. And if you look at that under a magnifying glass, you will see clovers in there. That's number 3. And that's the ship. I think you can see little ships around that border. Number 4 is the house, and you may see little red roofed houses around the edge of that image. But I mean, this is kind of like looking at a deck of snowflakes or a deck of mandalas, or holding up a kaleidoscope and just looking at some pretty images. I had to have it because it's really beautiful in the artistic presentation and the color. I love the color palette. It's a lot of sort of greens, beiges, browns, kind of muted earthy colors. This one's the tree, and you might see trees in there. This one has a number on it. I can't make out what it is. I'd have to look in the book. I'll just let it go. This one's the snake. I can make out a snake there wound around a tree. I thought these were a kaleidoscopic version of the images from my other tarot deck, but they're not. They're different images. I don't know what the source material for this one is. They look to be vintage images. This one you can't really make out, but it's the coffin. These little pointy things are sort of like two ends of the coffin kind of meeting. It's not really readable that way. I just think these images are pretty to look at. Whether I can read or use them or not, I don't know. Time will tell whether I can do anything with them. Whether they draw me in, spiritually as I just sort of sit and stare at them, meditate on them. This one is the flowers. I can see flowers in there. This one is, can't quite tell. I should probably really look these up in a comparative book before I shuffle them, so that I get to know them. These don't come with a Lenormand book, so it's good to Google online the sequence of Lenormand cards and the meanings. And now I'll have this video reference once I shuffle them. In case I lose the order, I can go back again along with a guidebook and check the sequence here, because like I said, some of them have numbers. This one has a number on it, but the numbers are really tiny and kaleidoscopic, so they're kind of hard to make out. This one I can't quite make out what this... Oh, yes, I can see now. This is the whip. I can see the whip in there. And this one is... Now, if I had my Lenormand, if my knew Lenormand well enough and had it memorized, I could just rattle off what these are to you, since they're unlabeled. I thought that they might be a little bit more readable image-wise in the kaleidoscopic image. This one is card number 13. I can make that out in the image. Oh, it's the child. I can see a child in there. This one is the fox. I can see the fox. Many of them you can see. Some of them are a little more challenging than others. This one, oops. This one is the bear. I dropped it, so I'm not sure which is the top and which is the bottom, or if it matters. This one is, I don't know. I don't know what that one is. Sorry, my lighting is a little dark. Let's see if that, does that help? Not much. Is that too bright? This one's the stork. You can see the stork in there. This one is, the dog. They're a little bit like Rorschach prints, aren't they? Ink blots. This one is the tower, I think. This one looks to be, not sure. Yeah, I can't tell. They're going to take more time. I don't want to hang everybody up too long waiting on me here. I think this one is either the park or the crossroads. I'm not really sure. Ooh. Oh, this one's the heart. This one's the ring. This one's the book. This one's the letter. This is the gentleman. This one's the lady. This is the lilies. This is looks like a lion, but I don't remember a lion in the deck. Is there a lion? Oh, this is the moon. Oh, maybe that was the sun. No, why would a lion be the sun? Well, there's these little white dots there, which might be suns. I'm not really sure. But this is definitely the moon. And then here, this is the key. You could see some of them are a lot more identifiable. Some of them, the kaleidoscopic effect is so complex that it kind of obliterates the source material. Is the fish. And maybe over time I'll get more used to being able to identify them at a glance. This is the anchor. And this is the cross. So you can see the palette is just really, really beautiful. Beautiful kind of greens and wheats and beiges and browns. It's very earthy and antique-y looking. I really like it a lot. I don't know, you know, how well I'm going to be able to use it, but I just think it's a really beautiful deck. So that is the Vintage German Kaleidoscope Edition. That's what they call it. I think there is a vintage German Lenormand deck at the Tarot by 7 site, which is probably the source for this particular edition. So there you have it.